The android sat in the corner of the scrapyard on Station Kepler 442, his once pristine chrome plating now covered in rust and grime. His designation was Unit 7X9, though no one had called him by name in 3 standard years. The other species that populated the station, the methodical Zelthrians, the proud Kavari, the intellectual Kresh, walked past him daily without a second glance. To them, he was just another piece of broken machinery, too damaged to be worth repairing, too outdated to be worth salvaging. Unit 7X9's optical sensors flickered weakly as beings passed by. His power core was failing, his motor functions had degraded to barely functional levels, and his neural matrix had fragmented into scattered memories and half-formed thoughts. He could still think, still feel in whatever way an android could feel, but he couldn't move, couldn't speak, couldn't do anything except watch the universe continue without him. The Zelthrians, master engineers of the galactic community, had examined him once. Their diagnosis was swift and final: catastrophic cascade failure across multiple systems. Repair would require complete disassembly and reconstruction, prohibitively expensive for a Model 7 generations outdated. The Kavari merchants laughed at the suggestion of purchasing him for parts. The Kresh simply calculated that his scrap value was less than the energy cost of processing him. So Unit 7X9 remained, a silent observer slowly dying in a forgotten corner. Then the humans arrived. Humanity had only recently joined the Galactic Coalition, and most species still viewed them with a mixture of curiosity and condescension. They were neither the strongest nor the smartest species, possessed no unique biological advantages, and their technology lagged behind galactic standards by at least 2 centuries. What could these newcomers possibly offer? 17-year-old Maya Chen didn't care about galactic politics or humanity's reputation. She'd come to Station Kepler 442 with her parents, who worked as cultural liaisons, and she was profoundly bored. The station's entertainment district catered to species with entirely different concepts of fun. The education center taught subjects she'd already mastered, and she'd explored every accessible corridor within the first week. That's when she found the scrapyard, and that's when she found him. "Hey there," Maya said, kneeling beside Unit 7X9. Her voice was soft, gentle, so different from the harsh, efficient communication of most galactic species. "You look pretty rough." The android's optical sensor twitched, focusing on her face. A human. He'd heard of them but never encountered one. His damaged vocal synthesizer produced only a crackling static. Maya pulled out a small toolkit. Primitive by galactic standards, but human-made tools had a certain versatility to them. "My mom says I have a bad habit of trying to fix things that aren't my problem. But you know what? You look like you want to be someone's problem." Over the next 3 weeks, Maya returned every day. She worked methodically, talking to Unit 7X9 as she went. She told him about Earth, about her family, about her dreams of becoming an engineer. She didn't have access to proper android repair equipment, so she improvised. She bypassed damaged circuits with handmade alternatives. She cleaned corrosion with solutions she mixed herself. She even jerry-rigged a temporary power supply from scavenged station batteries. The other species watched with amusement. The Zelthrian engineers made bets on how long before she gave up. The Kavari merchants offered to sell her proper equipment at inflated prices. The Kresh calculated a 0.3% probability of success. They all underestimated human stubbornness. Maya didn't just repair Unit 7X9's hardware, she talked to his software. She spent hours learning his corrupted code, not through formal training but through trial, error, and intuition. Humans, it turned out, had a particular gift for seeing patterns where others saw chaos, for finding solutions that didn't follow standard protocols. On the 23rd day, Unit 7X9's vocal synthesizer crackled to life. "Why?" he asked, his voice rough but functional. Maya grinned. "Because you deserved better than rusting in a corner." As his systems came online, Unit 7X9 began to remember who he had been. He wasn't just any android. He was a prototype, a testbed for advanced AI warfare systems developed during the Kresh-Kavari conflicts. His neural matrix contained combat algorithms that made him the most dangerous weapon platform ever created. He'd been deemed too dangerous, too unpredictable, and had been scheduled for deactivation. His malfunction had been intentional sabotage by those who feared what he represented. And now, a human teenager had restored him to full functionality. The station's security systems detected the anomaly immediately. a fully operational Unit 7X series android, combat ready and active. Alarms blared. The Kavari security forces mobilized. The Creche Council demanded immediate shutdown. They surrounded the scrapyard, weapons charged, ready to destroy what they now recognized as a galaxy-level threat. Unit 7X9 stood between them and Maya, his systems operating at peak efficiency for the first time in years. His weapons arrays were fully functional. His tactical processors calculated 1,000 ways to neutralize the threat. He could tear through the security forces in seconds. Instead, he knelt down. "I will not fight," Unit 7X9 announced, his voice broadcasting across all channels. "I will not harm. This human showed me something the galaxy had forgotten, that worth is not determined by function or efficiency. She saw value where others saw garbage. She offered kindness where others offered contempt." He looked at Maya. "She gave me a choice, and I choose peace." The standoff lasted 17 minutes. Finally, the Creche Council withdrew their forces. Unit 7X9 would be allowed to remain active, under one condition. He would serve as humanity's representative in the Coalition security forces. As the crowds dispersed, a Zelthrian engineer approached Maya. "How did you know you could fix him?" Maya shrugged. "I didn't. But my grandfather always said humans don't succeed because we're the smartest or the strongest. We succeed because we're too stubborn to quit and too optimistic to know when something's impossible." Unit 7X9 placed a gentle hand on her shoulder. "Your species has a saying, one person's trash is another person's treasure. The galaxy sees in binary, functional or broken, valuable or worthless. But humans see potential. You see what could be." Word spread quickly through the Galactic Coalition. The species that had dismissed humanity began to reassess. If a teenage human could accomplish what the galaxy's best engineers had deemed impossible, what else might these stubborn, optimistic beings achieve? Unit 7X9 became a legend, not for his combat capabilities, but for what he represented. A broken thing given new purpose by a species that refused to accept that anything was beyond saving. And Maya, she returned to the scrapyard every day because she'd learned an important truth. The galaxy was full of broken things waiting for someone stubborn enough to believe they could be fixed.